Hello, everyone.
Hello.
Uh, well, thank you for being here. I see that there are quite a few people here. As usual, I'm here today with Renaud. Renaud is our product guy, head of product, whatever you want to call it.
Product guy. I
Yeah,
like it.
you're the one to be blamed for if the product is not functioning well. I don't know if you are the one to be rewarded if the product is. You reward the team.
I get more complaint than reward.
I hope you're living well with this. So today we are here. You probably saw we have quite a few things that we are going to talk about. So how is it going?
Me?
Oh no, yes.
Okay, I thought you were asking the chat.
No, yeah. I mean the chat as well. You first.
Yeah, I'm good.
You're good.
I would not be against more like rewards in from the product. So if you want to drop some praise in the chat, I'm all for it.
You need to release stuff, my friend. You release stuff, you get the rewards. This is how it works. Nothing is for free.
Pretty often we release stuff and we get complaints also, but yeah, that's the thing. Like never enough, but we want
Here
to do
you
more.
got Alex saying he loves the product. You're happy. You're happy now.
It's good for me.
Okay, it can get you going for the meetup.
Exactly, for next month, for the months to come.
At least for the next hour in the meetup.
Yeah, most likely.
Yeah. So I would like first and foremost to thank Nuha for all the organization of this. I will thank her now. I'll thank her by the end of the meeting, and a lot of other people that helped us throughout the setup. And there is Flo behind and Lucy. We'll get back to that. And what you got today? Renaud, what you got for us today?
So today there is 4 segments, if I recall right. The program should now show here, not here. So the first thing is that we will welcome some user of Prismic circuit, very interesting use case, company, and a very interesting guest that will guide us through and walk us through the process of using Prismic, what they do, how they used it, and what's the value that it brings to them, so that we can have a concrete use case on how you could use the product. The second part will be about showcasing a website, because each month we love to present a website that is using Prismic that we think is doing things in a great way, and so we'll take a few minutes to discuss that. And then basically we will talk about new updates on the product, so releases, praise maybe at this point. Lucy will also come to discuss not only product updates but also open source updates and what the work that the DevEx team is doing in the kit and everything related to open source. And I think this will be the program, and we'll wrap this up. I hope that I will not forgetting anything, because I cannot read on the screen that is there since I don't have my glasses. At the end, I guess we'll take a few questions.
But no, you destroyed the image.
But
We imagined that you can see well with your eyes, and now, but it's fine. It's fine. That's all right.
And so yeah, at the end we'll take some of your questions if you have some, and try to answer them depending on the time that we have. So if along the way and during the meetup you have any question for us, please drop them in the chat. We'll happily answer them.
Yeah, you got Ben talking to you, telling you that I think the people that are the happiest are often the quietest. It's good to send the love to as customers.
There is a theory on the internet that is that basically complaining is the most visible stuff. Like it's the I think it's Paul Graham that did the whole thing about a pyramid of complaints. And the thing is that basically on forum you basically you see people like dropping a like, for example, on a website or on social media is easy. Like you just have to click a button and it's not that visible. While commenting to basically criticize is something that is visible. So if you want to be seen, you basically have to drop bad things and not the good things. And that's why the internet is basically becoming a place where people complain the most.
Yeah, I don't know about that. I mean, let's see. When I use a product, yeah, I never tell them that. I mean, yes, I had this support request with the company, with the product that I use every day, and I made sure by the end of the the conversation that I told them that I really appreciate that they gave me time and that they're doing good. But
why did you reach out in the first place?
Because I wanted something to improve.
Okay.
but I made sure that by the end I went back and told them that I really appreciate everything that they're doing. But I guess I do that because now I relate to this kind of problem, right?
For
Because
sure.
we work on a product, and now I relate to this, and I want them to feel good about the work that they're doing. It's very complex, like running a product, a company, and I guess people from Circuit also will tell us about their story about that. But our story, in Prismic, it's always a lot of challenges. That what makes it interesting, but that what makes it tiring.
Yeah.
Anyway,
But that's also what keeps you going. Like if you were getting only praise, like you might sleep on it and just stop progressing. So I think for me it's a huge driver at least. Hey, we already have some questions.
we have some people unhappy because there are no more vouchers. There is it seems there is a maximum of vouchers, and we went above that quota. And let's see what other questions that are relevant in here. I wasn't notified of this is Gang Siosh. I wasn't notified of this session. Are we supposed to subscribe each month? Normally you have this already you receive an email normally, so please tell me if you didn't receive the email. And normally you have in your Google Calendar, if you subscribed, then you have in the Google Calendar an event that appears in your Google Calendar about this event. So please tell us if you didn't have the email or you don't see it in your Google Calendar, then it's something we have to fix in here. But for yourself, and we almost never missed it, is the last Wednesday
of the month.
of every month. So that at least you know. Here's a question. It's political, and please Renaud, don't comment. What do you guys think are the political implications of the war in Ukraine on your progress? No idea. That is my answer. Look, as someone that went through war, so I'm originally Syrian, and Syria has been destroyed completely by war. When the war started or was starting, I had so many opinions. This will happen, and this will happen, and that will happen, and I'm for these people, and these people are the bad people. No, honestly, 10 years after war, it does not matter. War is ugly. War is not good. We should avoid it at all prices. Period. That's what I think. I said it's irrelevant, but we're not here to talk about this. This is the moment where I said, okay, I surrender. No opinions. I have no clue because it's complex. And we will wait and see. What are the implications of COVID on that? Well, that's maybe a relevant question. We went through COVID. It was a tough year, but we learned a lot of things. Every, for instance, a COVID situation, seems we should run to the next thing.
That's a good transition.
Yeah, that's a good transition. Oh, yeah, that's a good transition. See, things are happening naturally. I love that. I love this. Things are connected. So COVID happened, right? And then it was a situation that you had to handle. We had to, back at the time, we had 40 people in the office, and suddenly no one is in the office, and you get scared, and it's like, ooh, this is being destroyed. All what we built, no people are here, and we don't know for how long we're not going to see the people. Are going to work, or this whole thing is disappearing. You get scared, right? But then we understood that with every one of these events, there is a chance, an opportunity, and that opportunity, change is opportunity. COVID is change. COVID is an opportunity. For us, it was an opportunity to go fully remote first. We are completely a remote first company, where with people all around the world. We have so many nationalities and so many people in so many different places, and that transition happened through COVID. We moved to online tools. We're not using as many online tools actually, and today we're mostly, completely online. Everything that we're doing is either on Notion or Slack or.
We created those meetups too.
We created these meetups. So we did so many changes, and that was the opportunity of the COVID. So you always can see some hope or some opportunities. And I guess people at Circuit, people that we invited today at Circuit, they had their own story about how they survived and found their opportunity in the COVID situation. So maybe this is a great moment where we can introduce our people from Circuit.
I think we should see you guys.
Wait, can we hear you? Can we see you? Yes, we can see you. Yes, you're here. Hello. Let's see if people can hear you first. Okay, like, give me a second. I would like to make sure that people in the chat are hearing you, so that we don't start talking. Well, so do you get the audio on the chat? Can you please confirm? Someone can confirm? Yes? No?
There is a small delay, like we told you, that's so we are waiting basically for an answer on the chat. So please drop on the chat if you if the sound is working properly. It should.
Like, not my sound, not Renault's sound, but Circuit Teams. Nope.
Nope, we can't hear them
we
yet.
can't, so.
Okay. So we were right to do the check.
Experience. This is experience, you know.
Can't hear.
That's good.
Maybe so. Like, introduce yourself like this. Or write your name on a piece of paper.
This is a good plan B. Can you write all the things that you want to do
You
on,
were
on
planning to
cards?
present.
Let's make it a card presentation.
What's the problem?
Because I don't see the soundtrack on there. Maybe there's something about it. So yeah, we understood that you cannot hear. So we're working on either fixing the problem, so that some people are working on configuring so that you get the sound back, or having cards and cards presented so you can at least read what people are saying.
Can you try again? It seems to be good now.
Hello? Can anybody hear me?
We see the sound at least.
Yeah, at least I see the sign that
monitoring.
you're around.
Oh.
Alex, can you talk?
Oh, hey. Can you guys hear me?
I mean, I can hear you, but let's see if people can. Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. So
Nice.
give
Oh,
you back. Well, let's
that
catch up on the context. We're talking about COVID opportunities, and then we said circuit people have their story. Now, can you please introduce first yourself and where are you now exactly in the world, and then we can go get the conversation going.
All right, I'm Vitor. I'm originally from Rio, but I'm at a city like that's 30 kilometers or so from Rio called Teresópolis. And yeah.
Nice to have you here.
My name is Rafael Klinger. I'm a software engineer at Circuit for like 8 months, I guess. I'm from Caruaru, Pernambuco, in Brazil as well, northeast of Brazil. Yeah.
Hey, everyone. I'm Alex. I am the growth designer at Circuit. I am in the UK, and I've been at Circuit for like a year as well.
Seems the sound is gone again.
Oh, man.
Oh boy.
It's back. You put it back. It's Alex. We don't hear Alex. Is it that?
It's just me?
We can hear Alex, but not the others. Because someone said that sound dropped. Okay, no problem. Like it seems it should be back. It should be back.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay,
Yeah,
got the
there's
sound
people in
again.
the
Okay,
chat
we're good.
that
We're good.
said
So
that-
let's start. Yes. Yeah.
There's people in the chat saying that Gabriel and Klinger's intros like had no sound.
No, but we are back. We're back. I guess a lot of people saying that you're back. So let's get rolling. So Can you please a little bit? Maybe we start by introducing what Circuit is, and how old the company is, and introduce us to your story, and then we'll get into the specifics.
Cool. All right. So at the end of the day, Circuit is a technology and logistics company. Through our products. So we have 3 products currently. We have a route planner called Circuit Route Planner, where delivery drivers can use to like make their routes, and basically they make their routes go faster and arrive home a little bit earlier. So you have you input 15, 16 stops during the day, and our app and our algorithms will make the
Optimize the route.
optimal.
Yes.
Exactly, yeah. And we also have a similar solution but in a more collective aspect. We have Circuit for Teams, that, as the name suggests, is also a route planning and management solution for teams. And we're also developing a solution for customers, for the end of this pipeline. That's the Circuit Package Tracker. So yeah, that's pretty much what we do. Yeah, anyone want to add something?
I think you defended it pretty great.
Cool. And I like the subtitle, like a well-oiled machine. And yeah, it's flattering. Thanks.
I don't know. I mean, when I looked at it, I was like, this is not electrical cars or anything like that, and people might feel it old-fashioned expression.
The old, the fact that there is old in there, yeah. So what is interesting, and what you had in the discussion with Noah before we prepared this meetup, is the fact that you are all rather new in the company, like 1 year ago. Can you maybe give a bit of background on how the team was created, and why basically everyone is kind of new in the team?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, of course. As you guys mentioned, we were discussing the economical changes that COVID brought worldwide, and being a technology company that focus on delivery, we were in a very interesting position to help both stores and delivery drivers to leverage this tough moment that us all gone through. And obviously we had a very positive return on that. The company had a very important stage of growth during the whole period of the pandemic. And that's pretty much the reason the team expanded, and that we're here now. So as we talked, I joined January last year, and yeah, we're accepting this opportunity and trying to transition from a period where COVID had a very important impact on our business, and using that as a leverage to move forward and expand the team and focus on other projects, the website being one of them.
Okay, well, that's everyone is now trained to do proper transition for the next step, and so okay, you went through this growth into the COVID, through the COVID, and basically the team formed, and the website being one of the projects that should help your growth and at least help you continue that growth. How did what were your goals when you wanted to redo the website? Why did you choose to do the website? Business-wise, but also in terms of organization and change internally. Can you maybe guide us through that a bit?
Yeah, of course. As our team grew, so did the opportunities to improve our marketing efforts. And ultimately, our website is a marketing tool to help us not only promote our project, but there's this thing that our CEO discusses a lot about, Jack, that we not only need to promote our product, but we need to increase the size of our market. Generally speaking, when we talk about route planning solutions, people don't really know what that is about. But when you explain it to them, they're like, wait, that's actually a good idea. So our website has this two-sided focus where, in a way, we use it as our landing pages to convert people so they can get to know and sign up to Circuit for Teams, for instance, but also as a repository for our content marketing strategies, and to expand all of our marketing efforts in that way.
That's very cool. Go ahead.
So the thing, like your business idea was working, and you wanted people to get it quickly, to get the benefit, the value that you're basically proposing, the value proposition that how you wanted it to be clearer, and you wanted to use the website for that.
Yeah, that's pretty much. And
so you were responsible of
yeah,
that? Who was on this on the website?
Cool. So we used to have a first version of our website, and as the team grew, we saw the opportunity to expand on that. And starting on April 2020, we started looking into the website and how we could improve that. I believe that by then Alex was already on the team, and one thing we needed to was a solid CMS to, in a way, split well the work that's like content work, design work, and engineering work. So during that time, we moved from a very static Next.js website. Our backend was literally a JSON file that lived on our repository. And that's when we started to look into CMS solutions. And for a couple of weeks, we looked into Ghost and WordPress and some other Ruby solutions, Prisma. No, Prisma is another thing. But we ended up going for Prismic specifically because I had a lot of WordPress experience on my background. Like I've worked WordPress for like 5 years in my career. And I was very aware of its limitations, and I was really willing to try something new. And the timing was actually very interesting because back when I decided to go for Prismic, it was like 2 weeks after I saw some news about the Prismic Series A, and that there were some very interesting news about the Slice machine. And I saw that opportunity as and I saw that news as an opportunity to invest in something that was growing, and that would allow us to ultimately separate what's engineering and what's content work. So that's one of our goals.
Oh, so okay. So there was some kind of timing there, right? So you got into the thing. You wanted to separate these two things, engineering and the marketing. But what is in Slice Machine or in Prismic that made you think that this separation is going to happen?
Cool. So I saw the potential of Slice Machine for it to be not only like a CMS, but a website building tool with just enough abstraction. And I want to emphasize that just enough abstraction because I've had experience with like a very complex WordPress themes where you could drag and drop stuff. But at the same time, there's like those CMSs that don't really give you flexibility. And I saw that having like a way to encapsulate the UI into a single slice where both Alex or Angela, that's our content head of content, could use. It was something that, as an engineer, it struck me as something very familiar and balanced. So in a way, we could add extra fields to a slice, but not too much as it would become something too complex.
That kind of middle ground of complexity that allows you enough flexibility as a developer, but still it's not too complex for the content writer to be able to actually use the tool, right?
Yeah, that's pretty much it. Yeah.
So, Alex, do you agree with what's been said here? Is it that? Do you feel that it is that tool that we're talking about?
Yeah, I 100% agree because so far, I mean, first of all, it's incredibly easy to just build a page without any help, which is great. Like I haven't been able to do that before. So if any of us want to create a page or test a page super quickly, we can do it in like 5 minutes because all of the slices are there. And we have all of the slices in Figma as well right now. So super easy to prototype exactly how it's going to look on the web. So yeah, me and the content manager are very happy.
And I will get to the Figma part, and we'll dig deeper into it. I would like to understand first on the developer side, what is, so you had a Next.js project. It's still a Next.js project, right? You're using Next.
Yeah. Yeah.
So how can you describe a little bit how the project looks like? The Next project, how does it look like? How would you structure it?
It's pretty much a regular Next.js project. We are in the process of moving away our blog from WordPress to Prismic. So currently our routes are a little bit messy. But yeah, Next.wise, it's a statically generated
Routes
website.
are always messy. Routes are all, I promise you. Like, you know, we have, how you call it? We have reverse proxies in front of our website because there are so many apps behind. And we have reverse proxies pointing into the right app, so that, okay, this is for the landing pages, this is for the new homepage, this is for the old homepage. Routes are a mess. But anyway, I wanted just to agree with you here.
Yeah, you can't avoid that, really. But yeah, what I'm saying is that we run a statically generated website. So basically what it does is that when we build a website, whenever we have a new release on GitHub or a new content is published either on WordPress or on Prismic through webhooks, we run a new website build. And it basically, all it does is to fetches all the paths from the Prismic documents, the WordPress documents, and generates the pages that they need to do. So it's
So if
it's
we
not
go to
simple,
your website,
but-
yeah.
Go ahead.
So if we go to your website, everything is static there. Like, what is the address of the website?
The address is getcircuit.com.
Okay, getcircuit.com. So if we go there, everything is static.
Yeah.
Like, it's already built.
Yeah.
Right. So you were saying it's not exactly simple, but you got it running with the
Yeah. That's the thing, because one thing that I've been discussing with Klinger a lot lately, that we've been pairing on the website product, is that we can see that Prismic is changing along our implementation. So whenever there's a new release, we can say, okay, we can test that, and we see that how can I say it? This flexibility and this the fact that Prismic updates itself a lot is very productive in a way that we always have new stuff to test, and the Slash machine itself changed a lot since we started playing with it around on alpha. So yeah, I mean, it changes the way that we work and the way that our code is organized. Yeah.
Oh, my friend, I know that there are a lot of things that we are preparing, and I don't want to set up expectations and be a spoiler here, so I'm not going to talk about this, but there are so many things that we are in the works. So I'm very happy about the fact that you noticed that we are updating stuff. It means a lot to us, and you know, there's more coming. But so, okay, so you got that. But in Next.js, actually, the file structure, what is it? Where are the slices? Where are you use components, right? For slices, you use components.
Yeah, we use components. Basically, we have like when we start your Slice machine, you get like the Slice machine folder, and yeah, that's actually a very good question, because as we're working on the new blog, we decided to separate the blog slices from the website slices. So we have like the regular slash slices folder, and we have a slash blog slices. We wanted to keep that separate because we kind of learned how Slice works as we were building the website. So we decided on some bad practice in the past that we are now not doing for the blog slices. But yeah, that's what we have. We have the slice folder that.
So what are the problems? What are the problems you run into that you think that are not best practices?
Cool. For instance, back when we first started, there was no support for slice variations, and when it came around, we were a little bit puzzled on how to use them. So it's just not good when you are creating a new page on our Prismic dashboard. The variations just don't make sense, and I'm sure Alex can vouch for that as well, because we have like this slice with a call to action, this slice with bound call to action. Doesn't make much sense, but we're getting there with the blog slices, and hopefully in the future we'll refactor those.
Gabriel and Raphael, do you agree with those concerns? Did you have the same problem, or were you facing other problems? Like, were the concepts okay and easy to grasp for you?
Can you rephrase that? Sorry, I didn't get that.
No, I was asking basically other people if they were facing exactly the same problem as you, like if the concepts were that were complicated to grasp, if the main issue that they faced were the same as you or not.
Mm-hmm.
Raphael, Gabriel, just you. Are you there?
Oh, sorry, I thought that was for the audience. Yeah, I think Victor pretty much resumed what we needed. Like when we started working with slices, that was like something completely new, not only for us, but about the product itself, I think, because we took that on the alpha version. And that was like a really bold move because, well, that's an alpha. So we took some time to learn about what was the best way to structure the whole project. But
please teach us. Please tell us.
Oh my God. I think one of the things that most helped us is around communication. So we had a lot of, let's say, we had a different language between development and design. And for Alex, CTA was something, and for us, when we were trying to accomplish those and try to define what was the boundaries and the scope of a slice, that was a bit complicated. And then we decided, wait, what if we try to mimic the slice library that we have on Prismic into Figma? And we have like our own collection of design tokens that we could just translate into one to another. And that really make the whole thing a bit easier for us. So it was very clear to Alex on design and for us on the engineering, what was the limit of each slice.
Okay, so you had, so basically you had in Figma slices, right? You build slices. After that, when you learned that, you started building slices with Figma with their variations. Am I right?
Yep.
Can we see
That's
that?
right.
Is it Alex that is working on that?
Yeah. So I can show you our evolution. I'm not going to show you the first, the website, because like everybody else has said, it took us a while to get to this place, but I think
Well, yeah. And thank you very much for sharing this with us. I mean, I don't know if I can share my Figma boards. Like, they're so messy. I mean, that's courageous from you to show us your stuff.
It's just because I'm proud of it, and this one is not messy, unlike the other files. So basically how we do, I kind of create the overview of, this is the new blog project here. So I create the overview of all of the pages, kind of how they're going to look like. And then we page like this. So this would be the main blog, kind of like the signpost, where we get people to the different, more specific blogs. We have all of these, which are components, and the components have variants. So the image side here, we can make it left or right, and everything is built with auto layout, so it's very easy to edit. You can just move things around.
So you're having sections in the blog left and right, right? So it's not the simple blog which is just text. You added more layout into it.
Yes, exactly. And also,
Nice.
If this works, yeah, we have each bit of the component is also a component, and then we have the hover states in here. So there's like a drop shadow.
Nice.
Yeah, so everything is here, and also we can have the mobile version of it as well. And all of this kind of lives in a second component slices file, which is literally just the components with, again, a bit more detail for like edge cases like this. And when it comes to the article page, is way more complicated, because here we have all of the text styles that go into an article, and again, each of this is kind of a variation for things that we can't do with the rich text in Prismic. So yeah, this is kind of the document that the team gets from me, and we make changes to this constantly as we see fit. But this is kind of a level of preparation that we gained after releasing the website.
So now you have a process, right? So you design
Yeah.
things, you design components, and you build them into slices, and you give it to the team, and they know. So basically, you agree on what is a slice with the team. They don't
Yes.
decide about that. You guys agree that okay, this is a slice, this is another slice. So they know exactly what to implement in Slice Machine and their code. So basically, okay, am I right? You are, as Alex, you are designing the publishing experience for content writers, right? You're saying, I would like them to have this flexibility. I want them to have this block, and that block so that they can mix them up in a lot of different ways. And you test this kind of mixture of slices already at the design phase, right?
Yeah, that's right. And we work very closely with the content production because we have one content person, Angela, who kind of works very closely with us, and she's a big like collaborator when it comes to what kind of sections we have and things like
But
that.
I love this how it changes a lot, right? Because here you're not thinking about how should I build a website or how should I build a page. You're thinking how you're actually building an app, right? You're building an app. You're building an experience, a publishing experience for people. There is the website as well, which will become the result, the final result when the content writers will use these things. But you're thinking of their experience of putting these things together, right? So that your role is changing in that kind of case, not only building the website or the page, right? Building that system, right?
Yeah, that's exactly it. And also because we're moving from Prismic to from WordPress to Prismic, we kind of also have to maintain that like consistency that the writers are used to when adding content. So we have to keep that in mind as well, kind of make it as seamless as a transition as possible.
But like, do you have to stress test these slices in a lot of different ways and different contexts? How do you do about like making sure that it's not going to break the brand, the design, the coherence, because people are going to mix them in all kind of ways?
Yeah, we do move very fast. I feel like we fix things as we find them. We try to get as much of the technical bits done before we get everything else, and towards the end of the project we'll move into like fixing things that we find. But I think, yeah, we move very fast in the way we build things.
And then you fix, you break and fix.
Yeah.
Well, so now, okay, so you build these things, and I'm not talking about the blog, I'm talking about the website as well, right? So you build these things, and you hopefully the thing was like, okay, content writers will pick up these and will make pages. In reality, how hard was it for them to pick these slices and start producing pages? How much education, how much training you need to have to go? They needed to go through until they understand this system and start producing pages on their own.
Strangely, I don't think we did a lot of training, but because the blog is not out yet, we don't know many of the problems that are going to arise with the content production, because this is a lot more difficult, especially with text formatting and getting the blog looking as we want it to look. But for the website, I think it was a really easy and quick experience to understand how to do it.
So they
I think
built
we
pages
just
on
used
their own.
it. Yeah. I think we just did it off of a loom that Vitor sent. He just went like, "This is how you do it," and that's it.
So you sent a Loom video of this is how you do it. How long was the video?
Should have
Well, I
taken
can
the.
recall maybe 3 to 5 minutes. I'm not really sure, because this process was actually very interesting, because we built the website. We were getting to know Prismic and how the Slice Machine works. So obviously, we built some of the initial pages for the new website, the home and the features page. But at a certain point, we realized that the editing experience, so to say, was at such a level that we could like, hey, you can do this. You just click this slice here. You can like reorder slices. If you miss something, if you find out that there's a field that you wish to be here that isn't, you can just tell us and we will add it to the custom type. So yeah, thinking back, it was actually a process that went very, very, very seamlessly. And Yeah,
This is
I
cool.
can't recall going to a specific period of training and sitting down and say, "Hey, Angela, you need to do this. Alex, you need to do that," because yeah, things just came around and worked.
There's a fun story about this one, is that when we got this aha moment of how this light machine really paid off for us, because the whole development team, so me, Victor, and Klinger, we were out like for holidays. And then when we came back, we just saw that we had a new page published. And then we tried to ask it like ourselves, hey, did you help it to publish this page? And then we realized that nobody actually helped it. And Alex was able to roll out the whole process by her own. And then we realized that, oh, okay, so she's able now with this license to build whatever she wants.
Now, well, that's a cool story. I don't know if it's Prismic or if Alex is a superstar. Now I'm wondering, right? Because I saw your Figma board. I don't know. I mean, I would like to take the credit. I would like to take. Thank you. I can take the credit. Prismic is awesome. You know, I have doubts in the back of my head.
No,
Please
it
don't
truly
hire
is
her.
very easy to use.
But that's cool. So yeah, I mean, okay. So when you chose Prismic and you told me that we were looking for a, what was it, a stable CMS or something like this, you said in the beginning that was your requirement. You want something like a solid CMS, maybe you said.
Yeah,
Were you thinking of
solid.
this? Yeah, go ahead, please.
Yeah, solid, but also one thing that I was really looking into was a tool that would help me build an editing and content publishing experience that wouldn't rely as much on engineers. Because one thing that's very interesting at Circuit is that we're mostly all senior people there, both engineers, designer people, content people, and we're a very small team. And one thing that I was looking for when searching for CMSs was a way to build in a way that I wouldn't have to touch it anymore. So my rationale was like I'm not building a website, because then I would have to maintain that website. I'm building a tool to empower Angela and to empower Alex, so they can do their business. Because to be honest, I've done a lot of websites in the past, and I'm just tired of making websites. And I need to look into something else. And when I discovered Prismic, I was like, okay, this is something that I need. So I'm not building a static website, something that will end and I'll have to keep looking into it, but something that would allow me to, just build a small piece of UI here and let Alex, who's the designer, who definitely understands way much more about UI and UX than I, and by building that slice and giving it to her and to Angela, I would allow people who are more like people who know how to work that better. So
Yeah, and
I
let's
focus on engineering and let them focus on what they do best. Pretty much.
yeah, and it's man, I feel the pain. Like, I feel the pain. I mean, okay, building a new website is fun because the beginning is fun. You have new stuff to build and component and stuff. But the moment they tell you, I need the same page but different content. Need again the same page, a little bit different, and now it becomes annoying, boring, everything you want to describe. Because I've been through that process, and probably this is what we created, why we created Prismic altogether. Because I felt that I have no value added in spending this time just copying a template page and then just modifying a few things in it. I can build a machine. I can build, we're developers. We build machines. Let me, or apps or things that are automate stuff. So let me build something for you, and then you're on your own and you don't need me anymore. I'm very happy that you are independent, and I'm happy that I can do something else, right? And if you need more sections, I'm very happy to give you more sections. But I'm not going to do more pages because I have no value added in doing that, right? This is what I feel.
Yeah, and that relates a lot to how Circuit works, because as I said, we're a very small team. And all of us here today were currently assigned to the website project because we're working on the blog. We just finished a lot of slices. But as soon as this project ends, we will move to other projects. We'll move back to Circuit for Teams and some other projects. So that also helps us build more, stable products in a way that I can stop working on the website, I can stop working on the blog. Work on other stuff and go back for the website, for the blog for a little, because all those small tasks that engineers usually do, like as you said, duplicate a page, duplicate a template. Prismic helps us abstract that in a way that other people can do it.
Nice, nice. I have a few questions for you from the chat. And I have a question from Lauren who says, what's your process like for when a design doesn't fit into an existing slice? Do you look to replace the design with something that already exists, like something that can use one of the slices or some of the slices you have, or just build a new slice for that design? What's the process?
I'll let Alex answer this one.
Actually, I thought that you're much like my example would be the first slice of the home page, which didn't fit into any slice. It's also just a unique slice. So I guess for something like that, we have to put in the time, create a completely new slice if it's needed, you know, if the purpose of it cannot at all be served by another slice.
Right. Yeah. So and probably we have to once we have things rolling in Slice Machine and Prismic, we need to kind of create something for, you know, specific slices for a page, like unique slices, because these you don't even want them to repeat, because they should give that kind of uniqueness to the page, right? Yeah. Otherwise, so you bring some kind of uniqueness and then you fill in with the rest of the slices, maybe something like this. Is what you're saying, basically.
A unique component that needs to be at one place only.
Yeah, one place only.
Yeah, and I would also like to add to that is that one thing that we realized is that it's not everything that needs to be a slice. Sometimes you have this, especially very vertical component that's big, that doesn't really fit into a slice. You can very simple have like different slice zones. So you have like a slice zone that goes here, and this component that's not really a slice, but needs to be on that page, and you can have another slice zone below it. So there's a lot of flexibility there. And if we found ourselves in a situation where a slice simply doesn't fit, we don't do it as a slice and keep going with slices as the page goes on.
Right. Yeah, this is really cool. Did you have something to say?
No, there is like different question, but we like maybe a last question so that we can
yeah, I had a question myself about variations. How do you deal with variations? Where do they happen? Like, do you upfront think like, okay, I have this slice and I need several variations for it, or do they come after, like you release your slices, people start using them, and then they tell, yeah, I would like some variations, and then you work on variations?
Cool. So yeah, we had two distinct moments. We had like this first time we worked with Slice, that's for the website and now for the blog. And during that first time, we already had a few slices and variations came around, and we just played with it. So we had this slice and a slice with that was quite similar, but was green, and also had a CTA. We created another one, and that was a specific way. But for the blog, one thing that the experience is really helping us there. Alex built those slices on Figma in a very good Figma file. You should see it. That the slices are very distinct. So we had for the blog like a collection of posts. So we have like this collection with cards, this collection with like other types of cards, this collection with a featured card, and that allowed me to. During the creation process of the slices, I already knew what the variations were.
Okay.
And was able to create everything.
Nice. All right.
But thanks a lot for all those details, and all those answers was really nice. Do you have maybe a last word for the end of something that we didn't touch base on, or like that you wanted to say that we didn't have the chance to cover?
Hello. Can you guys hear me? I just have something to add about this this thing that Vitor said about variations, is that we are now in a phase of the blog that we have everything ready on Figma, and we are building the first version of this new blog. But something that we don't have a solution yet is, what are we going to do when we get more variations of the slices that we have right now? Because like we have a slice called call to action, and you put all the call to actions there. But if some of these call to actions have like some visual changes, we still don't know how to deal with this situation.
You mean some kind of changes that are related, change completely the DOM, or like what? Too big as changes, or what is it?
Like visual changes, like
Like they don't
colors
look the
that-
same.
yeah.
You mean just in the theme way, right? Just
Yeah,
the different themes.
That's something that we avoid a lot when using Prismic as well.
Cool.
Is not to put styles or color choices on Prismic.
So there are people at who
Max
was it?
Stadium.
Yeah, Max Stadium. They
So?
yeah, and the agency was
Monogram.
So they did these themes basically. It's a good idea. It's not a feature in Prismic, but they encoded it in a good way, where they add to a slice, every slice, they add a field which is a link to theme. And theme is a document that has nothing inside it. It's just an instance of a document that says a name of a theme. Like it could be
Orange, blue, whatever.
fire,
Yeah.
or I don't know, blue sky, or I don't know, whatever it is. And I give the theme, and the slice will inherit the style of that theme basically. So you give this way writers. So it's not variations, it's another dimension, which is themes, which means any slice could adapt to certain themes that are predefined. This way the themes are predefined, so no one can mess up with your style and design, but still you give them flexibility on saying, okay, this section I want it to be a little bit different. Maybe, this fire red is the one that I want to put, and you put it, and then you see that happening. Maybe that will help. You can see it. They talked about it in one of the meetups. Yeah, so you can see it there. I guess it's a very good use. I didn't think of it, but you see always users surprise us with how they use our product.
I would say November meetup if you want to
November
get back to it.
meetup?
Yeah.
Well, that's a cool
Nice.
question.
It seems very interesting. I'm gonna try it.
Yeah, I thought it's very interesting and cool way of using the product and adding themes to it, right?
Yeah.
Maybe one day we will have that as a feature or something in the product, but that so far it's a good way.
Yeah, for
You know,
sure.
I can recommend it.
And that's a good clever way to work around the fact that variations are not really suited to support that, because you might have too many variations if you combine the themes and stuff like that, and
Yeah.
if you combine the theme with a variation. So that's clever.
Yeah, that's clever. I agree. All right. I guess I can have this discussion forever, but you guys should have also something else to do, and I guess we need to wrap this up. We're already 1 hour into this meetup. So thank you very much for being here and for sharing all these stories. I hope people found some benefits in the details that you provided us about your setup, about your problems, how you solve them, all these kind of things. For me, it's very rich. I understood a lot of things that will help me, will help us make Prismic even a better product than what it is today. So thanks a lot. Thanks you for your generosity of sharing your Figma board as well.
The
and
new
all
blog.
the other details.
Yeah.
And I hope to see you soon.
Yeah.
Bye-bye.
Thanks everyone.
Thank
Thanks a lot.
you.
Bye
Thanks
you.
everyone. Bye.
Yeah, bye-bye.
All right.
So thanks a lot for to Circuit for the interview and for the time spent showing us basically or what they do.
A company that did actually an amazing growth in difficult times, and they have distributed teams. It's a good example of companies that have teams all around the world. The Brazil, the UK, I don't know where else in the world, and that's really cool. This is the kind of modern companies that we aspire to. We try to be that as well, right?
And we see a lot of companies similar to those ones that are like using their website as the main lever for growth and investing in Prismic, so that basically, as they said, like enable any team to do what they are good at. So like creating a system for developer creating a system for the marketing team to be able to be independent, creating pages and optimizing for it. So like really interesting.
So what's next?
So next, we wanted to talk about and to showcase how we do every month the website of the month. Funny story about this website of the month. Basically, last month we presented. I don't remember what was the website, but we presented a website. Sorry, and I'm sorry. well, anyway, we presented the website last month, and someone in the chat dropped, "Oh, how can we participate to the
Submit.
website of the
Yes.
month and submit it? We work at Arcadia, and we'd love to be there." And I was like, "Okay, let's check the website." And the website is really, really good. Like, I don't know if we can maybe drop a video. So we selected Arcadia.com as a website for this month. Everything related to the overall design, the way they split it, the animation that there is there are awesome. The transition looks incredible. Like that's the kind of
Ooh.
website that I would like to get for Prismic, basically. Like in terms of API, they are selling API basically, and so we have a
Okay.
lot to inspire in terms of how we should showcase like developer tools.
Nice, a
but
lot
also
of transitions,
yeah.
a lot of. Yeah.
And so the website is really awesome. They're using Slice in a proper way. It's using Next, like really cutting edge website that looks incredible. So I'm really happy to add that we got this submission in the chat last month, because the website is really, really cool. And so yeah, I wanted to give
Maybe we can
shout out
drop
to
a
this
link.
website. Yeah.
On the chat. No, we dropped the last month website of
Yep.
the month. Last month website. Of the month.
So yeah, I will encourage you to basically visit arcadia.com. That's a really nice inspiration on how to build a website with Prismic, with a nice design, nice component and slices, nice animation. And I will invite the design team also at Prismic to have a look at it, because I find it really cool.
That's what I love about the website of the month. They inspire you, right?
Yeah.
I mean, I love what I love about working in Prismic is that it's very visual, websites, animation, and there is a lot of creativity in there, and that's what keeps me going here. Like, the team comes up with an our Slack. They say, "Hey, this is a website that is done with Prismic," and I look at it, and
And
it's fun.
pretty impressive. Like in the past months, I see, and we had this discussion before. But like when you go out in the street now, you see like nice brands and nice company, and you're like, "Oh, they use Prismic.
Oh,
That's
this is
cool."
a client. This is a client. This is a client. Yeah.
And in the
Absolutely.
past months, like the amount of websites that are crazy good is very impressive. So maybe we should grow this section to present 3 or 5 websites. Maybe,
Several websites.
yeah.
Yeah, several inspiring websites.
And so, as you said, they inspire to create more and to also keep going and to develop the product still to be better. And so, but that's also one of the things that we wanted to talk about. What are the new improvements that we are bringing to the product, and how we are continuously improving basically Prismic. And so for that, I will, during this segment, present 3 main feature release product update basically.
So we're moving to talk about the product
Yes.
and the releases. Okay, cool.
Good transition, no?
Yes. It was too smooth that I didn't pick up that there is a change there. I was like, okay, like.
And so yeah, I will describe those product updates, and then Lucy will come and join us also to talk about not only product updates but also updates in the open source, let's say, tools
Cool.
that we provide, and big focus on Next today. So that will be the end of this meetup after that. So as a product update, the first product update that I wanted to present to you is the fact that we released a new version of Slice Machine. So as you have seen before, since the first alpha version that Circuit used, we released almost every 2 weeks a new update that is improving the overall experience. There is a lot that will come up. This version was focusing on small fixes, on small updates, on fixing some bugs that we might have introduced and all, but also introduce a new feature that is basically a way for you to look at our changelog, but also to look in the future of the future updates that will come. And there will be quite a lot of new features that will come in the next weeks. One is planned already for next week. So I strongly encourage you to update to Slice Machine 0.1, sorry. And you will be updated basically for each new update of Slice Machine with the new updates that are coming, and yeah. So I strongly recommend you to update to this new version. Now, we've described in the past meetup, we talked a lot about Slice Machine, but we also have other basically improvements that are coming. The first one that we wanted to talk about today is the fact that since yesterday, all Prismic users should have access to bulk action now on their repository. That's one of the most requested feature that user asked for, and we went into deploying this progressively in the past few months. It's now available in all repositories, so you can now select multiple documents, publish them all together, archive them all together, copy them, duplicate them, etc. So this should be available in all repository, and I hope you will enjoy this. That's on the editing experience. Maybe you have a question or no?
Nope.
Cool. That's on the editing experience. Nope. That was clear. That's on the editing experience, but we also passed and we talked in the past meetup about API improvements. We communicated about a new release on the API. That is the fact that we are replicating the /API endpoint in 2 zones, in Europe and Australia, so that basically we improve the response time for all your projects, all your websites. The improvements in terms of response time are going up to 80%. So you might see a decrease in the response time of 80%, depending on the zone where you're at. And we started to basically deploy this in a lot of repository, but it will be deployed for all repo on the 26th of February, so this weekend. So you will see, starting this weekend, big improvement in the response time. I strongly advise you to go onto our blog to look at the improvement, and if you need to perform any action basically on your code, shouldn't have, but there is some corner cases, edge cases where you might have to, and so I strongly advise you to go onto the blog and to look at the update. That was it for me.
All right.
So, Lucy now?
Yes,
Right.
Lucy. I guess maybe it's more relevant.
Okay.
Yes. Go ahead. Sorry.
Yeah?
Okay, then I'll stay. I'm very happy. I'm very happy to stay.
Désolé Renaud. I can't have punchlines for everyone. All right, so
You have to connect your screen. Is it connected?
yeah, it's connected for me, but anyway. All right, so hi everyone, Lucy from the DevX team here. Hi Sadek, how it's going?
Yeah, pretty
Yeah,
good.
Well, I'm really disappointed, Sadek, today.
You're
Like,
disappointed.
Yeah.
What is it?
Like, where is the dragon jacket?
Oh, the dragon jacket.
Like, I came all the way from northern France to like be physically present to the meetup today, and like I don't get to see the dragon jacket.
I'm more into the black hole thing today nowadays. You know, it's like space and stuff.
Yeah,
You know.
Almost,
time, dragon.
almost teasing the new branding.
Yeah, this is new branding, right? Yeah, the new branding, right? Yeah, the
Yeah.
black hole and all of that.
There's vortex.
Next time, next time the jacket.
All right, so if I came here today, it's like just to tell you and like share you like some like information about like what's going on. Oh, okay, we have a trouble with my screen. Okay, it should
there
be
you
good now.
No, yeah.
So if I came here today, is to show you some not stealing. All right, let's
No,
try.
it is. It
No.
was.
Yeah, like just be patient. It should come.
Exactly. But just be, yeah. It takes a few seconds and then it comes
Yeah,
in.
wait a bit. Should pick up. All right, so I won't move his hand, which is like holding the HDMI cable in like the right position right now. But yeah, well, as you can see on the screen right now, thankfully, I came here today to talk a bit about like Nux, the Nux ecosystem, what's going on, and like most importantly for us, like how you can use like Nux and Prismic, like depending on like your current context. So without further ado, let's talk about Nux 2 first. So Nux 2 is a stable version of Nux. It's the one that has been out for years now, and like it is like really like loved by its users as like a huge module ecosystem, and come with a nice TX. And in that regard, like ourselves at Prismic, like we support Nux 2 with our Prismic modules. So at Nux/Prismic, with that modules, like you have everything you need like to do things with Prismic. Like you have a client to query data from our API. You have like a lot of components and helpers to template those data, and also like you have previews baked in, which are like super easy to set up with Nux. So that's really great, and that's Next2. And also with Next2 is a first-class citizen of Slice Machine, so you can enjoy that really nice experience with Next2 pretty seamlessly, and it's going really well. So if you're using Next2 and Prismic, like basically the place you need to go is prismic.nuxt.org. Moving on, we have NuxBridge. So NuxBridge, what is NuxBridge? NuxBridge has been released 4 months ago. NuxBridge is like, you can think of it as a bit like Next2 but on steroids. So what this means that like with NuxBridge you have a lot of like next-gen features that has been backported to Next2. And so for example you have the composition API from Vue.js, you have also Next Nitro, which is a new rendering mode for Next. Like a lot of like new bleeding edge features that you can use with Next2 if you migrate to NuxBridge. So the migration to NuxBridge is pretty simple. And the only gotcha to NuxBridge is that like it has like some like hiccups that like are a bit like hard to work on if you're not like familiar with Next. And in that regard, like I like to say that like NuxBridge is more like for Next enthusiasts that like wants to like try bleeding edge features inside their code. Regarding Prismic, with NuxBridge, like you can still use the Next Prismic module, so it works perfectly fine with it. So again, like it's the same website that you're looking forward to, so prismic.nuxt.org. And for Slice Machine, NuxBridge works fine with Slice Machine too.
Right. So let me try to understand this. If you're not ready for Nux 3, you can use NuxBridge. It will work. You don't have a big change. It will work well. But you still have some glitches because the fact that it's trying to cover on the fact that it's not Nux 3.
Exactly. So NuxBridge is like a bit advanced, like trying to push itself like really hard to backport like as much features as possible from like the new versions. But there's like some edge cases and like things that like cannot be like covered well. So like this comes like with some hiccups. So really like you'll have a much better experience with NuxBridge if you're already like a Nux veteran to some extent.
But can I use Nux 3 in that case if I don't know this?
Well, that's a really nice segment to my next section. All right, so next section is Nux 3, and like Nux 3 is the thing that like everyone is talking about right now. And so like like Nux 3 is like the next version of Nuxt.js. It's like built on top of Vue.js 3. And so like it's coming with like a lot of like new features in terms of like functionalities, but also like a ton of like it's using a lot of new features that are using like bleeding edge like new web technologies that allows you to have a way nicer like development experience while working with Nux 3. So those are like, for example, like using Vite, which is a new bundler built like at first like for Vue.js, but now like for everything in JavaScript, like you can use Vite. It's also using like running a lot of like on ECMAScript modules. So like it's not more using CommonJS anymore. And finally, like I'm saying like at every sentence.
No, you're not.
Yeah, I am. No worries. And finally, it's using TypeScript to provide you like really nice IntelliSense when building like when building things. Sorry about that. Anyway, so with Nux 3, the thing is that like Nux 3 is unstable right now. It's still under heavy development. There are features missing from Nux 2 that hasn't been like implemented in Nux 3 right now. Most importantly, the static site generation features. And that regard, like we're still like waiting for new things to be ported to Nux 3. But that hasn't prevented us from working on a new Nux Prismic module. So if you want to play with Nux 3, you can use our new Prismic module for Nux 3 available at v3.prismic.nuxt.org.
And this uses Nux 3, not the bridge.
Yeah, no, this is using Nux 3, Vue 3, everything. So like that is like the future of Nux and Prismic basically.
But it's not is it production ready?
Like Nux 3, it's not production ready.
Okay. So do we have any dates on when Nux 3 will be ready?
Yeah, we do have some insight. And the first one's like next month, Nuxt has announced that they will release their first release candidate.
Nice.
And yeah, so technically next month, like we might have like a production version of Nuxt. Well, I doubt it will be the first release candidate that will make it to production, but
it's
that's the
candidate.
first time that like the Nuxt team is saying this version should be ready for production.
Nice.
So stay tuned to the Nuxt feed on Twitter, and they will announce Nuxt 3 being released as a release candidate. And on our side, we'll keep up with it and like implement new features as like Nuxt 3 ship with new features. So stay tuned to Nuxt on Twitter, stay tuned to v3.prismic.nuxt.org for everything Prismic related. And that's Nuxt and Prismic 3.
Nice.
Okay.
This is really good.
So to sum up quickly, if you're using Next2 or NextBridge, you have prismic.nextjs.org and you can use Slice Machine. If you're using Next3, you have v3.prismic.nextjs.org. And Slice Machine is not there yet. Again, like the main thing that is holding us back is like we're waiting for Next3 to be production ready before like being able like to add Slice Machine on top of it and provide you like with an awesome development experience. And finally, if you're into Next, Vue, or anything, you can join our weekly streams where we talk about the Vue ecosystems, Next ecosystem, share insider news, and everything. And this is at lou.mar/prismic, and our next stream is on March 16th.
How are they going, the streams?
Yeah, streams are going really well. We have an awesome team. Thanks, or big shout out to Eric for managing those. And also, we don't have only like streams on Next.js. We also have streams on Next.js and Gatsby. So if you're more into those technologies, same link like lou.mar/prismic.
Great. Thank you. Thanks a lot for this update and for all the work that you've done and all the likes that you said.
Sorry.
I think it's the time where people should start trying Next3 and or the bridge to get ready if the release candidate is soon.
Yeah, you can definitely.
Do you advise our users to start like playing with that if they didn't?
Yeah,
if they haven't.
I advise our users like if you haven't tried Next3 yet, do proof of concept, try playing with it to get like a feel of what it will be like to develop with Next3. Spoiler alert, it's really similar to Next2, but there's a lot of like new features that you'll want to learn about.
Nice. Okay.
And yeah, that's what you can do for now.
Thank you very much. So this was okay. This was the last section.
Yeah.
So thank you, Lucy, for this and for the updates about open source. I guess I don't know. Yeah, this is because we have a team that is focusing on open source and the developer experience and all of this, and bringing these updates also shows the progress that we're doing, not only about the core product but also the things that are surrounding it. So thanks you for this, and I guess with that we are done with the meetup. That was the last section for the meetup. It was a good meetup. We had a lot of stuff in there, and it went for quite like an hour and a half already. So thanks everyone for being here, and thanks a lot for Flo, who was behind, and for Nuha as usual, who is preparing the whole thing and organizing. And see you next one.
Yeah.
Will be the last Wednesday of next month probably, right?
Yeah, for sure. Last Wednesday.
I lost their attention. So yeah, that's it. Thank you very much. See you next time.